Hello. Welcome, guys. Hey, I'm super stoked to share with you and hopefully just pass the knowledge on for those of you that are especially over 40. These same principles work no matter what your age, but what I found to be true, even as a fit pro, uh, and feeling like was doing all the things right, I started gaining weight after about 40. And these are the five things I did to get the weight off and thankfully keep it off. And we are getting ready this morning. I've been doing these lives in IG and they've really been helping. If you want to join over on IG, I'm there under everything pretty much is Rebecca Tabbert. And there's been such great feedback that I decided to share this with you guys across all my platforms. So it's a little bit more of a setup to do it this way. So let me know on Facebook or YouTube if you find this helpful. I'll keep sharing here too. So, and I have found that it's easier and I'm kind of in better flow when I'm just getting ready and thinking and just like we're having a conversation as if I was on the phone with a girlfriend or whatever. So you get all of the awesomeness of who I be without any of my makeup or anything as we talk through this. So let's jump back to you. Over 40, my experience was, and can I tell you that, man, we got to be careful what we say because before I hit 40, I was absolutely one of the women that would say age is just a number. Yes, and also age, we get to define our age. I love the ability to take control and 100% responsibility and all of that. And so, yes, age is only a number. It is what we make it. And the reality is, it is also true that our body is going through some crazy shifts and it can happen at different ages for everybody. They're now starting to realize that it can happen for some women as early as, mid 30s or what have you. They're finally starting to catch up on women's health and really dig into this a little deeper. Having said that, if you go to a mainstream doctor, most of them are still going to say, when I say mainstream, I mean like Western medicine. Most of them, when you start experiencing things like the weight gain or the joint pains or the night sweats or whatever, they are going to, look at you like you're crazy, you're fine, you're too young, you still have your period, was what one of them said to me. So you're fine, here's an antidepressant. And I was like, no, there's a time and a place for antidepressants for sure. And I definitely did lean on them, 20 years ago when I was early on my journey, while I also learned how to create better skills for coping and management. But there are hormone balances that can be happening when we're feeling depressed. And so there's a very valid reason for needing that in a time and a season. My point being that at this point in time, over 40, I was pretty well equipped and well in tune with my body. And the weight gain was honestly something that I look back at pictures now, y'all, 16 pounds, and I'm only 5 foot. So I look back now at pictures and videos, and I'm just like, wow, I cannot, like, seriously, I'm stumbling over my words only because I literally cannot believe I allowed myself to put on that much weight. And I say allowed because I really didn't take like full focus on it until it got to a certain point and this is the power in the scale. No, it does not define us, but we have this point. So anyway, I want to stay on point. The thought that is important and relevant is that we shouldn't be afraid of the scale. We should be using it as awareness and data. That's a whole nother conversation. Maybe I'll do that on tomorrow's live, but I've talked about it before. So my point is, with the 16 pounds, I thought I was doing everything, right? The one thing that I don't like about live to all the platforms is I can't see like your comments. So I will circle back and engage with you guys as they come up. But the 16 pounds crept on over about 40 and 5'1" body. That's a lot of weight. That is like, y'all, where's my other compact ladies out there? Comment compact in the comments if you can relate, right? So sisters, you know that 5 pounds on us can make a big difference. And mind you, I did have quite a bit of muscle and all of that good stuff too, but 16 pounds. And so even though I thought I was doing all the same things, I was still training, I was still eating my version of healthy and clean. I have for, many years at that point. And my original transformation was 20 something years ago. And the weight crept on along with other things. But we're going to talk about the weight today. So these five things, the number five, I will say, I kind of reverse ordered level of importance. The number five thing, and then we'll count backwards, is I stopped doing so much high intensity interval training and so much cardio in general. And for those of you that don't know, my brick and mortar fitness business, which I still had at the time, I am super grateful to have, because of my own personal transformation and being so passionate about it, left corporate America 14 years ago to follow God's lead. He told me to go equip and empower other women to create their own transformations, just like he had helped me with mine, because it's so far and above beyond the scale. We talk about, the complete picture and what you're missing when we do the free 5-day Kingdom Fit Challenge. You can DM or comment challenge, and I'll send you the invite. We actually start one next Monday. So the brick and mortar fitness business was focused on high intensity interval training. It can be a super effective way to help your body let go of extra body fat. And also, though, there is a point in time where for some of us, all of the high intensity interval training, because any kind of workout is another form of stressor, it may be appropriate. I'm not saying it is. And this is where, honestly, y'all, I know you are doing your best, and I love that you're leaning in, and I love that you're following all these different influencers. And every once in a while, most of them have really good, well-meaning intentions. And also, social media has become so prevalent, which is a huge blessing, that there's definitely a time and a season where someone newer in their transformation and they're so excited they want to teach it forward, and I get it. And also, they don't know what they don't know, and so what they're sharing isn't always accurate, right? And honestly, 14 years into coaching and in my own journey, a lot of what I teach now in the Kingdom Fit Challenge, the 5-day free Kingdom Fit Challenge, I didn't know when I started out. And I really only started pulling the complete picture together over the last, few years. And so love all the people, and also understand, just because someone feels like high intensity interval training works well for them and or 75 hard, love Andy Frisella, massive respect for him as an individual. It's not appropriate for all women all the time. And so there comes a point where the workout that you're choosing to do might actually be working against you. I'm not saying don't work out. For me, I just scaled back the intensity within the individual workouts, and definitely needed time to just kind of let my body heal and go experience what it was experiencing. And also dove back into my roots, if you will. I never walked away from it, but I really focused on strength training. So that was number five. And for women over 40, like, we get to be strength training at any age, but especially as we age, it is one of the best things you can do. Not just the side effect is, yes, you can build a body that you love. However, having said that, there is so much above and beyond the look. It's your mental health, it's your confidence, it's your ability to age well. They talk about aging gracefully, and so many times that aging gracefully that other people are referring to, it's almost like give in to what society says is normal for a 50-year-old. I saw somebody's post the other day, she has an amazing body, and somebody commented that she shouldn't be wearing half tops. Like, whatever. She's worked hard to have their body. If she wants to wear half tops, right? What is that? So aging gracefully does not mean giving in and settling. If you don't, as long as if you feel comfortable and amazing and strong in your body, then however that looks, then amazing, awesome. But if you feel uncomfortable in your body and you've got goals that you want to accomplish at any age, don't you dare let anyone tell you that you can't, or that you're too old, or that self-care is selfish. Again, I need to stay on point because I could go off on that too. But we talk about it in the 5-day Kingdom Fit free challenge. So the number five, we're going to get through these because I need to get through these quick. I've got a bonus son to pick up from school. It's half day. Um, Number five, change my workouts. Scaled back high intensity interval training. Number four, looking at my notes, make sure I don't miss any. Number four, oh, sister, I tested and tweaked my nutrition. And let me tell you, yes, I have experiential knowledge for 20 years. And also now I have multiple certifications. And also in my 40s, I developed food sensitivities of foods that I had always eaten. I didn't realize my body was responding differently. And I got to look at the inputs. This is the challenge. And I talked about this on yesterday's live on IG if you missed that. In that, sometimes I'll get women saying macros didn't work for me. I can't, it's not that the macros didn't work, it's just that you didn't know which version of them that will work for you. If you just pull a macro calculator offline, if you just pull a macro calculator that is something that you have like plugged into some app or something, there's always going to be a baseline starting point standard that works for like maybe even a good majority. However, you are a unique individual. You have a unique individual dance that is happening inside of your body that has cultivated the way it is dancing for simplicity right now based on your dieting history, based on sometimes your genetics, although again there's never not a way to find a way. Does that make sense? Meaning I have PCOS, meaning if your whole family is overweight, that doesn't mean you would need to be overweight. Chances are very high you inherited the habits, not a gene. And also the choices that you made in terms of yo-yo dieting and up and down, and you were doing your due diligence. You did what everyone said you should do. So there's no shame, no judgment, no condemnation, but all of that is unique to you, and it's created a unique dance within your body. That means your body is not going to respond the same way to even a macro calculator that is generic that you've pulled offline with the best of intentions as it will for your friend Susie or Jane or IG influencer. You get to learn how to be a student of your mind and body, learn what to start with as a baseline and what to tweak. We talk about this also in the 5-day Kingdom Fit challenge. And yes, there is a free version that starts on Monday or VIP $11. You cannot go wrong. Every woman that's experienced this is like by God's work in and through me, given amazing feedback. Okay, so number 3, I dove even deeper. Now, I have been a student of leaning into God's word. I came to know I was former atheist turned Jesus lover when my son was about a year old. And so I think the benefit in that is that in that moment, I went from being the person, I'm going to get to why this matters relevant to today. But in that moment, I went from being that person that said, Jesus is just a crutch for those that can't do it on their own. Sorry, but I know it's true. Those were the words that I had at the time. And to like, oh my gosh, I need a crutch, give me the crutch. And then finding this amazing personal relationship with God. And that is only, so my point is like, there was this urgency and this sense of depth and real intense time of study. And he has been everything to me for the last 22 something, Dante just turned 25, 24, 23 and a half years. And even still, one of the things that I describe in the challenge is this understanding that God gave me this analogy of a hollow pipe. And this hollow pipe, if that were the connection point between us and him, there are things in our pipe that we have chosen to put in there and or didn't realize got put in there. And it's our part to be active participants to look at what is in that pipe and identify it. We're never perfect. It's never perfectly clear, but we get to be active participants in looking at what's in there to clean it up so that if his word and his presence is living water and it's flowing through this pipe, but it's muddled by whatever we have in it, that's what we get to, that's part of the work we get to do until the day he takes us home. And it 100% ties back to your health and your well-being and where you sit today in your physical body. We talk about the why and connect all the parts in the challenge. It's a lot. I'm already going way longer than I expected to. How am I doing on time? I gotta rapid fire. So that was the number 3, was diving even deeper into the mindset work that I was already doing. It's like Joyce Meyer would call it peeling back the layers of the onion, right? Deepening that work and deepening a personal relationship with God. And then the second is kind of tied to the same, but it is learning how to truly be still. For those of you that have known me a long time, you will know. You might remember the year, what was it, like 7 years ago, where I first thought I was going to try yoga, and we all went to yoga studio, and I was like looking around at all y'all because I thought for sure I'm going to mess this for everybody else because I could not sit still. Like, not trying to be a pain in the butt, just legitimately could not sit still and was so having such a hard time being distracted. It was like they took me to a 2 hour hot yoga. That was my first yoga experience. I was like, ah. Anyway, I've now become the person, I don't know about 2 hours, but I've definitely become the person where, now mind you, I've had a quiet time habit for a very long time, but there's a big difference between having a conversation with God and journaling and all that kind of stuff and learning how to truly be still. And so I really leaned into that over the last couple of years. And there's so many benefits in that that I don't get to go into today. And then the number one thing I did was get real with myself about the sleep that I was getting and not getting and the quality of sleep and really prioritizing my sleep and figuring out and solving for how to get better sleep. It's such a critical element of our health, of our well-being, of our stress, of all of the things. So I stopped sacrificing sleep to try and buy back time because I realized that when I was sacrificing sleep, I would have told you that I was just fine running off of 6 hours. My body would have told you otherwise. And when I shifted and really got committed to allowing myself to have 7 to 8 hours sleep, and honestly, sister, now at 50, sometimes it's 9 hours, and I just allow it because I know that is one of the tools that helps me show up better, helps my body function better, all these things. So I trust that that was helpful. I really got a jet, but wherever you are watching this from, I'm Rebecca Tabert on most all the channels, Facebook. I'm not on LinkedIn yet. I'm actually there, but I don't haven't taken the time to learn it. So YouTube, Instagram is where I'm mostly hanging out these days. Facebook. If this has been helpful, whatever platform you are watching on, please be sure to let me know that this was helpful. Send me a message, drop a comment, even if you're watching the replay, so that I know to make the time to do the setup for all the platforms. Love you guys. Bye for now. And of course, comment challenge if you want to join us. We actually open the doors this Saturday. There's a totally free version and there's a killer no-brainer VIP version for $11 to get a little bit of commitment for me. Bye.